Hi everyone, Natalia Clack is here. And today is Friday and we're going to talk about Self-Managed Superannuation Fund and the Limited Recourse Borrowing Arrangement. As usual, I begin with my disclosure that information provided in my videos is general information only, as I didn't consider your personal circumstances, objectives, and needs. Let's talk about property. You can only buy property in a structure which is a self-managed superannuation fund. You cannot buy property when you have your superannuation in retail or industry superannuation fund. So if you cannot buy property upfront, say you don't have enough in your superannuation to buy property upfront, you can borrow. Section 67 of CSAC prohibits SMSF from borrowing. SMSF are not allowed to borrow. There are only a few exemptions, and one exemption is a limited recourse borrowing arrangement. It's called limited recourse borrowing arrangement because if you fail your repayments, the bank can only go after this particular property, but bank cannot go after any other assets in the self-managed superannuation fund or any other assets outside of self-managed superannuation fund. Also, a special structure, which is a bare trust, so-called holding trust, has to be set up to hold this particular property until you repay the mortgage to the bank. This is very technical, the structure which has to be set up. And you definitely need to use SMSF experts, SMSF specialists to set up a structure because there are a lot of mistakes could happen in the way how you sign the contract, timing of signing the contract, timing of the bare trust, what goes on the bare trust. Therefore, please contact SMSF specialists, such as Easy Super, for example. Go to www.smsfconsulting.com.au, arrange a meeting with myself or with other specialists from our company. And we will go and we will explain you how SMSF structure and SMSF borrowing works. So the second thing to consider is LVR. LVR usually, again, I'm not a mortgage broker, but usual LVR for limited recourse borrowing arrangement is up to 80%. Also, the interest rate is usually higher than interest rate for if you are buying in your personal name. The reason is because the limited recourse means the bank can only go after this particular property, and it means the risk for the banks are higher, so they put interest up. You have to consider the cash buffer in the self-managed superannuation fund after you buy a property. So because if something goes wrong with the property and you need to repair, or property is untenanted for some time, you have to make sure you'll be able to afford the repayments. Also, investment strategy. Trustees must formulate investment strategy. And an investment strategy, you need to consider diversification. If you have one illiquid asset, again, most likely you'll have low diversification or no diversification as well. Again, you need to speak to SMSF specialists to help you formulate your investment strategy in the right way. I'll talk more about limited recourse borrowing arrangement in my upcoming webinar, which is in November. Please keep your eye on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. The announcement will come up soon, and we'll have a webinar. In the webinar, I will explain in more details all the tips and traps and what could go wrong with a limited recourse borrowing arrangement. But this is it for today, and see you next time.